Yes, today I am going to solve a couple of questions from differentiation, then a couple from trigonometry. Okay, here I summarize two questions here from differentiation. These are all modeling questions, and after solving these two, we will go on a couple of differentiation questions. Then we are going to solve some trigonometry questions. Question 1. Here we have a cylinder. Its volume is given 60 millimeters cube. The radius is x millimeters. The height is h millimeters. First part of the question is express h, the height, in terms of the radius, which is x. We have one information here. We know the volume, and as in terms of radius and height, volume of a cylinder is PR squared times h. So here volume is 60. We have pi here, the radius is x, and we have the height. So in terms of x, height is 60 over pi x squared. And in part B, this is question 1, in part B, the A stands for area. Area is A. And what is the area of a cylinder? It is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. This is the general formula for the area of a cylinder. So A will be 2 pi, instead of r, I am going to write x squared plus 2 pi, r is the radius, which is x, and I am going to substitute h with its equivalent that we found in part A, 60 over pi x squared. When we do the algebra here, it is very easy to see that area is equal to 2 pi x squared plus 2 pi, 120 over x. Now, part C, find x which gives the minimum value of A. When it says minimum, you have to remember that you have to differentiate the function, which is the area, which is A for our question, in terms of x. We have to differentiate A. So A is 2 pi x squared plus 120 over x. And to be able to differentiate much more easier, I am going to write 120 over x as 120 x to the power of minus 1. Now let's differentiate. dA over dx. Why we differentiated? Because it said in the question, find the minimum. If it says the minimum, first step is to differentiate, then equate to 0. 4 pi x minus 120 x to the power of minus 2. What is the basic rule of differentiation? Multiply with the power, subtract 1 from the power. So this is dA over dx. And what was the second step that we learned before? First step was to find the derivative, that is differentiate with respect to x. Second step is to solve dA over dx is equal to 0. So 4 pi x minus 120 x to the power of minus 2 is equal to 0. So it is better to write in this form. Then equate to 0. Let's continue. Cross multiplication. 4 pi x cubed is equal to 120. X cubed is equal to 120 over 4 pi. And by using a calculator, cube root of 120 over 4 pi will give us the x value, which gives the minimum value of A. Let's use a calculator. Yes, I don't know how to use a calculator. Use your calculator and get the value. Yes. Part D, we know the value of x, so it is very easy to find the value of A is 2 pi x squared 120 over x. A is equal to 2 pi, substitute the x value here. And this is the minimum value of A. When it says show that A is minimum, it means you have to justify. And how do we justify that it is minimum? We have to take the second derivative. What was the first derivative? It was here somewhere. Yes, there. 4 pi x minus 120 x to the power of minus 2. So second derivative means derivative of derivative. 4 pi x derivative is 4 pi. Here plus 240 x to the power of minus 3. Multiply with the power, subtract 1 from the power. Now we have our calculator. Let's find the x value. .12 is the x value. I am giving the answer for the minimum wave to you. Then when we substitute the x value here, x value is 2.12. It is easy to see that this is greater than 0. If second derivative is greater than 0, it means it is minimum. Remember, if second derivative is greater than 0, when we substitute the x value in it, it is the minimum. When it is less than 0, it is the maximum. This is the answer for question 1. I am checking the messenger if you have any questions. Yes. Again, part E, last time. Show that A is minimum. To be able to show that it is the minimum, to be able to show that, to be able to justify that, we have to take the second derivative. And what is the second derivative? It is derivative of the first derivative. So we have 4 pi x here. Its derivative is 4 pi. How do we differentiate this one? Minus 2 times minus 120 is 240. Subtract 1 from the power x to the power of minus 3. We found the x value there. Substitute in the second derivative. And we obtained that it is a number. It is a positive number. It is greater than 0. That means the value here is the minimum. Now, answer for the second question. Actually, we are going to follow the same steps. Now, here the question gives us that volume of the shape here is 81. And this is a what? This is a rectangular box. And what is the volume of a rectangular box? Width times length times height. A very, very simple formula to be able to calculate the volume of the rectangular box. And volume is 81. We have the width there. The height is x. And the length is 2x. So 81 is equal to width times 2x squared. Width is equal to 81 over 2x squared. So we know all the lengths in the rectangular box in terms of x. As we did in question 1, we found height in terms of x. Now, what is the total length of the rectangular box? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 heights. We have 4x. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths, 4 times 2x. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 widths. We have 4 widths. These are the total lengths in the rectangular box there. Now, that means we have 4 plus 8, 12x, and 4w. In terms of w, I am going to substitute w in terms of x. So length is equal to 12x plus 4 times 81 over 2x squared. So length, total length of the rectangular box there is 12x plus 162 x squared. Therefore, show. Find the minimum L. That is part B. This was part A. Let's find the minimum L. Remember again, if it says minimum or if it says maximum, we have to differentiate. we have to differentiate with respect to x here. Let's rewrite length again. 12x plus 162x to the power of minus 2. I wrote this one in product form. dl over dx is derivative of L with respect to x. 12 minus 324x to the power of minus 3. That's the derivative of L with respect to x. Now, what is the next step? We have to equate dl over dx to 0 and solve for x. 12 minus 324 x to the power of minus 3 is equal to 0. Let's rewrite this one as a quotient. 12 minus 324 over x cubed is equal to 0. 12 is equal to 324 x cubed. I took that expression to the right hand side, changed their places. X cubed is equal to 324 over 12. X is equal to cube root of 324 over 12. So x is, by the help of the calculator, it is 3. Now, we have to find the value for L. L is equal to 12 times 3 plus 162 over 3 squared. L is 64. Justify, again, justify means take the second derivative and substitute the x value that we already found in the question. dl over dx was 12 minus 324x to the power of minus 3. So second derivative is going to be 972 x to the power of minus 4. Substitute the x value, which is 3. 972, 3 to the power of minus 4. This is a positive number. So L is minimum. And this is the answer for question 2. Do you have any questions? Checking my messenger for questions. clear the board and continue. Now, question 5 of the questions that I sent you before video came. Y is equal to x squared minus k times root x. First part is find dy over dx, and part B, given that y is decreasing at x is equal to 4, find the set of values for k. Now, to be able to differentiate y with respect to x, first of all, we have to rewrite y. It is x squared minus k times x to the power of 1 over 2. You know that root x can be rewritten as x to the power of 1 over 2. Then dy over dx is going to be 2x minus 1 over 2k x to the power of minus 1 over 2. Multiply with the coefficient, subtract 1 from the power. And this is the answer for part A. Let's continue with part B. Given that y is decreasing, what is the meaning of decreasing? The meaning of decreasing is dy over dx is less than 0. This is the meaning of decreasing. So 2x minus 1 over 2k times x to the power of minus 1 over 2 must be less than 0. And we know the value of x here. It is given in the question. X is equal to 4. So substitute there. 2 times 4 minus 1 over 2 times k. 4 to the power of minus 1 over 2 is less than 0. 8 minus 1 over 2k times 1 over 2. 4 to the power of minus 1 over 2 is 1 over 2 is less than 0. 8 minus k over 4 is less than 0. 8 is less than k over 4. I took that expression to the right hand side. So 4 times 8, 32 is less than k, actually, which means k is greater than 32. This is a much more simpler question under the topic of trigonometry. Now, let's solve question 4 on the same page. Y is equal to x squared minus 32 root x plus 20 has a stationary point P. We know that it has that y, that curve here has only one stationary point, one turning point. Let's rewrite y is as x squared minus 32 x to the power of 1 over 2 plus 20. And to be able to find the coordinates of the turning point, first step is to find dy over dx, 2x, and we have 32 here. 32 times 1 over 2 is minus 16, and minus 1 over 2 as the power here. And plus 20 has no derivative. And what was the second step? The second step is we have to equate dy over dx to 0. 2x minus 16 x to the power of minus 1 over 2 is equal to 0. 2x minus 16 over x to the power of 1 over 2 is equal to 0. 2x is equal to 16 x to the power of 1 over 2, cross multiplication. 2x times x to the power of 1 over 2 is 16. We have multiplication, so we have to add the powers. 2x to the power of 3 over 2 is equal to 16. X to the power of 3 over 2 is equal to 16 over 2. X to the power of 3 over 2 is equal to 8. So to be able to find the x value, x is equal to 8 to the power of 2 over 3. It was 3 over 2 on the left hand side. So on the right hand side it is going to be 2 over 3. So x is equal to 4. And when x is equal to 4, it is very easy to find the y value. Y is going to be 4 squared minus 32 times root 4 plus 20. Y is equal to 16 minus 64 plus 20. Y is equal to minus 28. So 4 minus 28 is equal to the coordinates of the turning point. And what was part B of the same question? It says here, determine the nature of the stationary point. That means find the second derivative using the first derivative, which is 2x minus 16x to the power of minus 1 over 2. Second derivative is going to be 2 plus 8x to the power of minus 3 over 2. Substitute the x value here, so x is equal to 4. 2 plus 8 times 4 to the power of minus 3 over 2 is a positive number. So if second derivative is positive, 4 minus 28 is a minimum point. And question 3, y is equal to 2x plus 3 plus 8 over x squared. Find coordinates of stationary points is a homework for you. Now I am going to solve some trigonometry questions. If you have questions about 4 and 5, 5 and 4, you may ask now. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Yes. Let's erase the board. Get ready for trigonometry questions. Question 6. 6 cos squared x minus sine x minus 4 is equal to 0. Part A. Show that one can be written as 6 sine square x plus sine x minus 2 is equal to 0. Here, as you see, everything, let's start with the question. We know that cosine square is equal to what? Cosine square is equal to 1 minus sine square x. You have to remember that. Basic property is equal to 0. 6 minus 6 sine square x minus sine x minus 4 is equal to 0. Minus 6 sine square x minus sine x, 6 minus 4 is plus 2 is equal to 0. Multiply the whole expression by a negative. 6 sine square x plus sine x minus 2 is equal to 0. And therefore, show. Here, on the second part of the question, it says, hence or otherwise solve 6 cos square 2y minus sine 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. As you see, this one and that expression here are nearly the same expressions, but instead of x, what do we have here? Instead of x, we have 2y. So that means we can rewrite this one as that one here. 6 sine square 2y minus plus sine 2y minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay? So, say that t is equal to sine 2y. Here, substitute, instead of sine 2y, let's substitute t, or you can rename that sine 2y with any letter you want. 6t squared plus t minus 2 is equal to 0. So let's solve that one. Here, 2t minus 1 3t plus 2 is equal to 0. That means t is equal to 1 over 2 and t is equal to 2 over minus 2 over 3. Here t was just a substitution, which means sine 2y is equal to 1 over 2 and sine 2y is equal to minus 2 over 3, and the range for this question was y is going to be between minus 90 and 90. Remember, at the end of the question we are going to check for the range of y. Here sine is positive and it is 1 over 2. Remember, sine is positive in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant. And it is 30. When sine y is 1 over 2, the angle is 30. So we have 30 here and 150 there. So 2y is equal to 30 and 150. When we check the range, we have positive and negatives. So I am going to add or subtract 360 to these values. And because it is 2y, that means we have two sets of answers. Let's do that. Because we have negatives, I'm going to subtract 360. So 2y is 30, 150 minus 330 minus 210. And y is equal to 15, 75 minus 665 and minus 105. And as you see, these are not in the range, so we have only two values here that are in the range. These are the values for when sine 2y is equal to 1 over 2. Let's solve that one. Sine 2y is equal to minus 2 over 3. We want sine to be negative, so it is going to be in the third and in the fourth quadrants. And let's find the angle for 2 over 3 because it's not in our table. Let's use the calculator. Shift sine 2 over 3. The answer is 41.8. So we are going to have 141.8 there, another 41 point there, 22.1, and so 2y here, 2y is equal to 221.8 and minus 318.2. And I want the second set, so to be able to calculate the second set, I am going to subtract 360 from that one, and because this was negative, I am going to add 360 to that one. again subtract. This was not negative, it was positive. And we need to divide them by 2 to be able to find the y values. So when we check the y values that we obtained here, it is easy to see that these two are not in the range because our range is from -90 to 90. So as the answer, we have two answers there, 15 and 75, and two answers here. That's the end of the question. Now, waiting for your questions. Yes, although these were right answers, and that too, check the range for your answer. As you see, these two values are not in the range. Also, these two are not in the range. So we cannot give them as the answer for the question. And you need to write the real answers at the end of each question. The range is very important. At the end of every question, please check the range. Yes, I am going to solve one more question to you from trigonometry. That is question 7. Question 7 is part A. Solve 4 cos x plus 70 is equal to 3 in the range 0 and 360. First step. 4 cos x plus 70 is equal to 3. Cos x plus 70 is equal to 3 over 4. Here cosine is positive. Cosine is only positive in the first and in the fourth quadrants. And find the angle, corresponding angle for 3 over 4. Take out the calculator, press shift, cos 3 over 4, and the answer is 41.4. So we have 141.4 and another one there. From 0 to 41.4, 41.4. And this is going to be 318.6. So x plus 70 is 41.4 and 318.6. We have to subtract 70 from these. X values are not in the range. What are we going to do? Because the range is between 0 and 360. We have a negative number here. We have only one option. We have one way to make it positive. Add 360 to that number. You don't need to add this one anything or subtract. It is in the range. And these are the answers for question 7, part A. Now, part B. What was the question part B? Cos square theta minus 5 is equal to 6 sine square theta plus sine. Here, and the range is from, for theta is from 0 to 2 pi. Remember, at the end we have to convert all the values to radians. Now, here, this is in terms of sine, that is in terms of sine, so we have to rewrite cosine square theta in terms of sine as well. And what is that? It is 1 minus sine square theta. Instead of cosine square theta, I rewrite it, the equivalent expression for that, which is 1 minus sine square theta minus 5 is equal to 6 sine square theta plus sine theta. So 6 minus 6 sine square theta minus 5 is equal to 6 sine square theta plus sine theta. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 minus sine squared theta is equal to sine squared theta plus sine theta. Take everything to the right hand side. So 12 sine squared theta plus sine theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So say that x is equal to sine theta. 12x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. So 12x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. 4x, 3x plus 1 minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. 4x minus 1, 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to 1 over 4. X is equal to minus 1 over 3. So either sine theta is equal to 1 over 4 or sine theta is equal to minus 1 over 3. Sine is positive in the first and in the fourth quadrants, and sine inverse 1 over 4 is, by the help of the calculators, it is 14.5. And the basic angle for 1 over 3 is 19.5, and we want sine to be negative, so it is going to be in the third and in the fourth quadrants. And we have 19.5 there. So the answers are, for theta, theta is equal to 14.5, 161 for 65.5, 199.5, and 340.5. But remember, we want the answers as radians, so we have to convert all the angles to radians by multiplying pi over 180. That's it. The answers are all here. Yes. Do you have any questions? Let me take the picture for you to send to the group. Let's turn on the light, turn off the light, have a better picture. Yes, guys, I am going to finish for today. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock we are going to meet again for mechanics. This time we are going to do mechanics. I am going to do moments for you. Okay? Not P2. Tomorrow we are going to do mechanics at 1 o'clock. Moment. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.